video with me is Juan. I've made this video for all of those players out there who are just starting out playing Catan and are keen to get better so you can win some games online or against friends at home. This video will teach you the first concepts you will need to understand before you can start looking into Catan strategy. The 5 tips in this video will allow you to watch other videos from myself and other Catan YouTubers and understand fundamental Catan strategy. The first topic is production. Production is the measure of how frequently a hex is expected to yield you a resource. In Catan, you receive a resource when the number rolled on the dice matches a hex that you have a settlement or city adjacent to. Basic probability dictates that some numbers will be rolled more often than others. As you can see on this chart, 7s have the highest probability of rolling, followed by 6 and 8, 5 and 9, 4 and 10, 3 and 11, and finally 2 and 12. You will notice that under each number on a Catan hex, there are a number of dots from 1 to 5. 8 and 6 have 5 dots, 5 and 9 have 4, 10 and 4 have 3, 11 and 3 have 2, and 12 and 2 have 1. When you place a settlement on the intersection of hexes, the combined amount of dots on all of the hexes is the production score of that settlement position. The higher the production score, the more resources that hex will likely yield you throughout the game. As you can see here, this ore, wheat, sheep settlement consists of 11 ore worth 2 points, a 6 wheat worth 5 points, and 5 sheep worth 4 points. The overall production score for this position is 11 points. Here is an example of a starting Catan board where I've identified some of the high production settlement spots. This will change greatly from board to board, so it's important to be able to quickly identify the highest producing spots on the board. Another thing to keep in mind is the fact that production is only based on what is expected to happen with the dice in the game. Catan, after all, is a dice game, and some degree of luck plays a role in each game. In the example shown, the 8 rolled quite a lot more than the 6, and the 3 rolled more than the 10, which isn't expected. So even if you don't manage to choose the highest production spots in the early game, you will still be in with a chance of winning if you play well. The second topic is the 2 fundamental Catan strategies. There are many different Catan strategies, however all of them essentially can be boiled down to 2. The 2 strategies revolve around the aim of finishing the game with either the longest road or largest army, both of which are worth 2 victory points. Another Catan YouTuber, Tregosaurus Gaming, looked at a large sample of Catan games and found that out of the sample, 85% of winners either had longest road, largest army, or both, leaving only 15% chance of winning the game without taking either. The longest road strategy favours wood and brick hexes and requires the player to place in a position where they can expand their road and create many settlements. The largest army strategy, on the other hand, favours ore, wheat and sheep, with the aim of buying development cards and using these development cards to win the game, generally with less expansion and settlements than the longest road player. To become a great Catan player, you should be well versed in both strategies so you can take advantage of different boards that may favour one strategy over the other. Understanding these 2 strategies perfectly segues into our third topic. The third topic is win condition. When watching videos about Catan strategy online, one word you will hear all the time is win condition. Win condition refers to the exact scenario that will lead you to getting 10 points first and winning the game. A mistake beginner players can often make is to expand to every settlement spot they can and buy development cards when they feel like it. This is a problem because you may be spending your precious resources on something that is not going to help you win the game. A reminder that each settlement you have is worth 1 point. Each city is worth 2 points. Longest road and or largest army are worth 2 points, and each victory point development card is worth 1 point. Here are 2 examples of win condition, each linked to one of the 2 strategies mentioned previously. A typical largest army win condition is 3 cities, 2 VP development cards, and largest army. A typical longest road win condition is 2 cities, 4 settlements, and longest road. Your win condition can change throughout the game based on different in-game events, but the best players always have their win condition in mind when making decisions in Catan. Here are 2 examples that have been won using longest road and largest army. On the left I'm playing as orange, and you can see I have 3 cities, longest road, and about to build my second settlement for the win. In the game on the right I am playing as black in the top right corner. I have 3 cities, 2 victory point development cards in hand, and about to play my third knight to take largest army. The fourth topic I want to talk about is starting resources. The resources you receive at the start of a Catan game are determined by your second settlement placement. For example, if you settle on an ore, wheat, brick position, you will start the game with 1 ore, 1 wheat, and 1 brick. It is very important to take this into account because some players will use this to make very fast initial opening moves. The most common use of this tactic is called the free road. It is where you place a settlement on a position adjacent to both a wood and a brick hex, giving you a road at the start of the game. The term free road is used frequently in initial settlement position discussion, and players who know how to use it can quickly expand and cut off other players to valuable settlement positions. In this example here, I am playing as black, and I use the free road to cut off blue to the 411 ore wheat up the top on the brick port. This is strong for me because I produce a lot of brick, and it stops blue getting on the 11 ore, which would help them build cities and buy development cards. Other ways you can use this rule to your advantage are starting on an ore, wheat sheet placement and buying an early development card, which will most likely be a knight, which can help you move the robber if it gets placed on your hex, which can be detrimental to you in your early game. Alternatively, an ore and a wheat with your initial card can leave you 3 cards away from an early city, which could really give you an early advantage if you get lucky enough and hit the right numbers and build a city early on in the game. The final topic I want to talk about is settlement predictions. A vital part of all high-level Catan players' strategy is being able to predict where their opponents will place their settlements. Being able to look at where players have placed previously and predict where they will place next can help you make strong decisions about where you choose to settle and where to point your roads. In the example shown, you are placing your 7th settlement as black, with red to place the final settlement after you. You have chosen to place on the 269 wood, wheat, brick, which will give you a free road. You have to make a decision about where to point your road. Generally, it is advisable to point your road towards the coast, as inland placements usually get picked by other players. However, you spot the 9-4-11 ore, wheat, sheep spot in the middle of the board and think it will be a strong third settlement position. As this is a very strong placement, you are worried that red might take it with their final pick. As there is only one player left to act after you, let's put ourselves in red's shoes and see if we can predict where red will place. We see that red has placed on the 659 wheat, sheep, wood position and pointed the road towards the wood port. Immediately we realize that red needs a strong brick settlement to match with their strong wood to make roads. Also, they know the orange will be cutting them off to the wood port because they will be starting with a free road. Red needs to get ore in this game, but the 11 ore in the middle will not be enough. Also, red will be stuck in the middle of the board with no brick to build roads if they place on the middle position. In this position, we can guess that red will choose the 483 sheep, brick, wheat and point their road towards the sheep port to take advantage of the 2 sheep hexes they are on. We can point our road inwards, confident that red will not jump on the 9-4-11 and that we can quickly expand with our free road to that spot. So just a quick recap of all the major points. Number 1, be aware of the high production placements on the board. Number 2, know whether you are aiming for longest road or largest army. Number 3, always know your win condition. Number 4, know what resources you are going to start with to make strong opening moves. Number 5, predict where other players will place their settlements and use that information to inform your own placement. That's all for this episode. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I hope you got something out of this video. I'd really appreciate any feedback and constructive criticism you may have in the comments, as well as any suggestions for other videos or video formats that you guys want to see. And if you want to see more videos like this, hit the like button and consider subscribing. Thank you.